Well, hello and welcome to Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. I am Sandy Sanders. I am your host and creator of the Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy platform. It is our platform where we host authors, anthology book projects, and most of all, I say that it is for you. Why do I say that? Because you just might be looking for a good book to read. Well, we are in part two of the continuing and our continuing conversation and author book tour of Ladies in Tech, changing the face of technology, with the number one best-selling visionary author, none other than Kenyatta Powers Rucker. And we are super excited to have her with us on tonight, and not just herself, but a couple of the contributing authors. And so, without further ado, I am going to bring these ladies on the screen, and so we can get our conversation started. So, without further ado, yes, there she is, visionary author Kenyatta Powers Rucker. And Pratt, I'm gonna let you, Pratishta Sharma and Sabrina Lowery, these phenomenal women that are taking part of Ladies in Tech Volume 2. They are back with us again. Hey, Kenyatta, how you doing?
Hello. I am doing well. I am well. I am very happy to be here. Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, indeed. I'm always happy and excited to have you grace our stage. We're super excited about this upcoming book, Ladies in Tech. And some contributing authors came along with you tonight. So we actually started the conversation back in December. And it seemed like it was just well, it was just a couple of weeks ago. And it was. And so those of you that are tuning in, y'all might as well get ready. She is, I can't help it, but we're prophetic. She is Dr. Powers, Powers Rucker, okay? She is Dr. Kenyatta. I can't, it just rolls so easily off of my tongue.
I receive it.
I'm calling her Dr. Kenyatta before y'all officially do it, okay? We put it out there. But yes, welcome back. Welcome back. How was your holiday?
Oh, it was fantastic. Time with family, kind of slow and relaxing, just being able to set some time aside for me.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. When holidays and everything come along, you're either hosting a lot of people, but you have to go and visit. You're going to do one or the other. Well, you came in and you introduced the Ladies in Tech Volume 2, and we're going to be talking about that tonight, you all. So those of you that are tuning in and listening to our broadcast on tonight, yes, this is a special episode. They are on tour. We're going to let you know the upcoming. They'll actually be with me again on next Tuesday evening. We're looking forward to that, but we're going to be focusing on tonight. We're going to stay present. All right. And so tonight we have the phenomenal Sabrina. I'm calling them as I see them on the screen. Sabrina Lowery. Yes. Come on and say hello to us, if you will.
Greetings and salutations, good people from Atlanta, Georgia. I am so honored to be here with you, Sandy, for yet another edition of this Ladies in Tech. I'm super excited about our journey together.
Yes, me too. Obviously, you've got more to tell us. You got more to say to us and share with us. And so looking forward to our conversation on tonight. And I believe I'm interviewing for the very first time, Pratishta Sharma. Pratt, thank you for joining Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. Welcome.
Thank you, Sandy. It is my pleasure to be here. And I do want to thank you, Kenyatta, too, for adding me to this project. This is my first time author, so I'm super excited.
Oh my, okay. All right. So we're super excited to have you here. So listen, we're going to just kind of do the intro again. And while we're doing that, those of you that are tuning in, I want you to share this out with your community. As I always say, you, our audience, you all are leaders. You're coaches of coaches and leaders of leaders. You have tribes, you have communities. This is a conversation you want to share. So this is what I always ask you to do. I need you to drop 5 names. That means a lot of you all out there, you've got about 5 people that you know, and then ladies, men, but this is a conversation where ladies are going to have, okay, about changing Changing the Face of Technology. This book is about to be released, but it's coming on the heels of volume 1. But I want you to go ahead and get this shared out. We're going to do our intro and we will be right back with you. Okay? All right. Just stay tuned. Yes, and again, we are here tonight on Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy, where we host authors, anthology book projects. And most of all, I say that it is for you. Tonight, we are hosting the author tour of the contributing authors that are part of the book. That is a volume 2. The first edition, which is Ladies in Tech, Volume 1, and they're sharing about their career. Can you give me the complete title? I apologize, Kenyatta. Yes, it is Ladies in Tech in the first volume.
Sharing expertise for a successful career.
Yes. And so this book and the first volume as well is a book of successful professional women that are sharing their expertise and experiences of being a lady in tech. They're creating and impacting, knocking down doors and breaking glass ceilings to pave the way for the current and future ladies in tech. I want to bring to the forefront and coming onto the table and the microphone, there is the visionary author herself, Kenyatta Powers Rucker. And yes, come on and say hello to us.
Hello. Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Very excited to be a part of Book Talks with Sandy. We thank you so much for having us on board again. We were here and advertising, promoting Volume 1, and now we are back with Book Talks with Sandy for Volume 2. So we are pleased to be here.
Yes, indeed. And Sabrina, come on. I want you to introduce who you are. I will be bringing up Kenyatta's bio in just a few moments, but we're going to be talking about this book. Sabrina, introduce yourself. Tell us what you do.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Sandy. I am Sabrina Lowery, better known as the Tech Evangelist. And the reason that I am known as the Tech Evangelist is because I evangelize technology to the world. It's my passion. It's my superpower. And I have been in the IT industry since 1990. So y'all do the math because, I was 5 when I started. But now that I am in this journey, in this career, have authored numerous books, created multiple courses, and running a successful real estate and property management brokerage here in Atlanta, I've got multiple skill sets, but I always fall back on technology, which is the basis of success for all entrepreneurs, small business owners, and the like. It is always good to rise up with my women colleagues, but not only that, but that encouragement is necessary. That sisterhood is necessary. And having a couple of male allies does not hurt when they're holding us up in the wind. So I'm thrilled to be in yet another volume of Ladies in Tech.
Oh my, I'm telling you, I appreciate all of that. And we're going to unpack that in just a little bit. She's talking about being the evangelist of tech. And so that means a lot because believe it or not, I'm learning that yes, you can evangelize even in the business world. You just got to know how to do it and when to do it. So thank you so much. I'm glad to have you back. I can't wait to hear what your contribution to this volume is going to be. Well, Pratt, come on and say hello to us and share a little bit about who you are. And so that I don't mess up your name, Pratt is there for short, but pronounce your name and tell us a little bit about who you are.
Hello, everybody. I'm Pratishta Sharma. So you can call me Prat. That's easier. I work for New York State for almost 20 years now. I always call artist by heart, but engineer by education. So I started my career as a computer engineer. The first time when I was in engineering college, I could see the disparity very clearly. Out of class of 60, we were 6 women and all men. So I was always passionate to have more women in the technology world. So starting from engineering, I worked as a programmer, project manager, and now I work for a strategic planner, IT strategic planner for New York State. So thank you for having me, Sandy.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. And the visionary author, none other than the lady in tech. That is who she is known as. Kenyatta Powers Rucker. Who is she? She is the Chief Information Officer, 25 years in the technology and leadership experience, leadership coach, keynote speaker, 5-time best-selling author, visionary author of Ladies in Tech book anthology project that hit the #1 bestseller in several categories. 2021, she is the technically CTO of the year, featured in several articles and magazines, and also finalist in Women in Tech Leadership Award. Well, we are going to pick up with this book, comes on the heels of the initial book, the first book that came out, and that is Lady in Tech. So if you will, set the stage, set the platform for us. These are women, ladies. This one, as we said, is Ladies in Tech, Sharing Expertise for a Successful Career, Volume 1. I do want to let you know is that when I interviewed Kenyatta, she is, and this book, you are setting a bar, I want you to know, lady, for our Spotify channel, because you're the first podcast in first interview of our podcast of season 2 on Spotify. We had a great interview, though. We really, really did. We really did. And so let us know. Okay, so where did this come from? How did you get into the technical or the tech world? Let's start there.
Well, let's see. That actually started back in high school. I loved to type and started taking some programming classes. So, and I actually loved the classes. So wasn't sure if it's something I want to do a career in, but I majored in it in college when I graduated from high school. Now, I will say I didn't finish college. Life was life, and I didn't finish. I went into an entirely different area. It had nothing to do with technology. That did not work out for me at all. So I wound up going back to my roots, which was back to technology. So I took a few certifications. I actually took a class, got a few certifications in Microsoft. So this is way back when, and I wound up landing a job in state government on the Y2K project. So we know Y2K, right? When we thought from 1999 to 2000 that the computer world was just going to come to an end. So we were hired to actually go around the state and update the computers to make sure that they were going to be compliant and moving to 2000. So that was a 6-month contract job that turned into 3 years. I started as a desktop network specialist, then moved my way up from supervisor to director to deputy CIO to be the first African-American female chief information officer for the Maryland Department of Human Services. So you can imagine of going through my career of not really seeing a lot of people that look like me.
Yeah.
And so once I started really thinking about how I wanted to, I've always been a servant leader. Working for the state is public service, and how much that we honor and support the citizens of Maryland, but always wanting to see how we can engage more women in the tech field. Now, we did have women in tech. Don't get me wrong. We had some women in tech, but it really was extremely male dominated.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to see more people that look like me. So why not? So we start speaking at different conferences, being a mentor, being a coach. And I wound up being in a couple other books. I enjoyed it so much. And I'm like, you know what? My next book is going to be about ladies in tech. So in 2020, during the pandemic, I became my first co-author in a book for women of virtue. And but I wanted to make sure that my next venture was going to be a ladies in tech book. So that started volume 1.
Yeah. And one of the things, I went back and I was listening to it. One of the things, and that I asked you a question, and we're going to bring in that question into the audience.
Sure.
What was a memorable moment? And so I want to pick up with the lady, the author, that you were saying that a lot of the women in the field of technology are standing on her shoulders. How old was she?
Oh, yes, that was Miss Doris. So Miss Doris is 83 years old. She had just turned
83.
83 when we were going into publishing.
Yes, we need to clap our hands for
Yes,
sure,
yes,
for
we
sure.
did. She was such
Yes, yeah.
a sweetheart.
Tell us about her.
So she started in IBM back in, I don't even how long ago.
Uh-huh.
Ago. But yeah, she started way back when, and she was telling us all kinds of stories about how, it was kind of hard for her integrating into the field, and how she wasn't quite accepted when she came into the field, and different scenarios that which she went through. And so just kind of hearing that and really thinking about some of the stuff that she went through back then is still some of the same things that we go through today. So, but of her pushing her way through and being able to be who she was, she's now president of different companies, of being able to sponsor and support women in the tech field, and government contracts and things of that nature. So she has definitely been one's shoulders that we stand on. I was so happy and so proud to have her in the book, and she could talk and she could talk and she would share so many stories about herself. But it was definitely a blessing to have her in volume 1.
And Sabrina, you were part of that volume 1. What was that like? And I know when you all will have your conversations, and did you know of her, or had you met her prior to you all coming together from volume 1? The reason, there's a purpose behind this. I want you all, we're going to talk about the package deal. Okay. You want to know about, in order for you to know about 1, you got to know about 2, you got to know about 1. So Sabrina, tell us when you had the privilege and the opportunity to maybe be in the same room with her.
Oh, absolutely. So we had virtual rooms, darling, and it was quite the experience, because Miss Doris, in her studio, her home office, it was like a lounge. She would be sitting back in her chair, smoking her cigarette, getting her drink, and we would just be talking about the book. So this is the back cover of the first volume, and Miss Doris is a phenomenal woman right here in the package. So when I tell you, at the book launch in Maryland, DC, Arlington, Virginia, the DMV, when we were in the room with Miss Doris, all the lights shine. You know, like when you're on stage and all the spotlights just come down on you. That's exactly how it was. And everyone sat at attention, leaned in, and just truly felt blessed, because we felt like we were among one of the hidden figures, the original.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. That's incredible. That's incredible for you to even say that. We all could feel that. Oh my goodness. Those of you that are tuning in, listen, we've got some amazing individuals in our audience. So we want to say hello to the phenomenal Dr. Tina J. Ramsey. We are powered by CTR Media Network, which Dr. Tina Ramsey is the CEO and founder of CTR Media Network, and we're part of the family. And yes, where podcasters are heard in over 350 million countries globally, worldwide. And so, Dr. Tina, thank you so much for being aboard. And we have Brian and April Falcon that is joining us. We have, thank you. They're saying greetings. Yay. Congrats. And we also have, I think that's really what everybody, they're just sharing on, but those are the ones that I can see in the audience. Thank you so much. Pratt, if you will, come on and share with us your reasoning for saying yes to this project.
the first time when I was told there's a project like that, I was super excited. I was like, we need that more. I have never seen that happening with me, because when I started my career, for the first good 10 years, I think, I was probably the only female programmer on the entire team. It has improved over the years. I have seen it getting better and better and better. But in the beginning, it was difficult because you are the only one. And for me, I can say I was a little shy one. So I won't even speak between so many people talking, and I'll take a back seat, tell me what to do, and I'll just do it quietly. And that has changed in my personality too over the years. So when Kenyatta said share your journey and maybe inspire young women, that was very exciting. Also, one of the reasons is my son and all his female friends. I see the same thing in them. They want to join the technology, but they're not sure. They feel like they might be lonely in the technology world. And every time I talk to these girls, I felt like, no, it's a fun field to work for. But they have that hesitancy. So when Canada came, I was like, that's what I'm doing with my son's friends. Why not with the entire world? This is a larger platform, and I can share the same thing with a bigger group.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. So here we are with volume 2. And those of you that are tuning in, we are now ready to lean in the expectation of this book. These ladies are on tour. Again, the book is called Ladies in Tech, Changing the Face of Technology. And so, Kenyatta, we'll start is, what is the goal once we get this book in our hand, the stories that are being compiled together? Give us a glimpse of what we can expect whenever we get the book.
So this book, which is a little slightly different from volume 2, is one of the things why the name is Changing the Face of Technology. Is we think about, most people when they think of technology, as Pratt was saying, right, it's mostly men, right? They think of a man, or in especially maybe a man, a man per se. But
Right.
I wanted to think about more of changing the face and thinking of women, and not just women, but also women of color, of changing the face of technology. So one of the requests that I've had for each of the chapters is to include that, your journey. How did you get into tech? Why did you get into tech? What made you stay into tech? So what are some of the lessons that you learned? What are some of the challenges that you faced? How did you overcome some of these challenges? Because as also was practicing, we wanted to make sure that women understood, first of all, you're not in this by yourself, and that there are plenty of other women in the field, just not as being represented as much. So, when we find we have that one person in the room and that one person on the team, and we're trying to support that more. We're trying to encourage that more. We would like to see more women in the tech industry. One, to see others. We have a book now of 17 authors, of women authors that's in the tech field. The first anthology had 20 authors. So there are definitely women there, but we want to be able to support other women. And I'm hoping that this book will get in the hands of other women and other men that want to share with other women, of seeing how much support that they actually have out there.
Yeah. And as you said, to change the face of technology. And I like what Sabrina talked about, is having the ally, having the male counterpart as your ally, not as, your enemy, but they're there even when you may not be in the room. And that's one of the things that we're going to talk about, being the importance of being, you talk about changing the face of technology. Technology operates everything from what we're doing here now, sitting on a virtual platform, able to communicate with people all over the world, to something as simple as putting coffee in a coffee pot. This is Sandy in Book Talks with Sandy. We are having a conversation and a book conversation of the book tour and the authors of the book that is called Ladies in Tech, Changing the Face of Technology. Sabrina, come on. And we're going to pick up about the importance of allies. And then once we do that, then we will hear from one of our sponsors. Come on.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. And hello, Sheila Hill. Thank you for the love. We appreciate you for tuning in this evening.
Yes.
So when I talk about the importance of having the male allies, it is exactly to your point, Sandy. It is about the conversations that go on in the room when you are not present, right? Yeah. So in the IT industry, I was always the only female, not only the only female, but the only pretty Black girl in the boardroom, amongst a whole bunch of older Caucasian men that did not know, like, or trust me in the beginning, because I'm the youngest on the squad. How did she get here? I have the same skill set as you, making a similar salary. Notice I said similar, but not always equal. Diversity, equity, inclusion did not exist in the 90s when I was getting hired as a computer programmer, a software developer, and then transitioned out of college from the University of Florida here to the Atlanta job market. My first boss was a white male. My second job was a white male. And it was always the white males that would invite me into the workspace. But it's a different invitation to get invited into the boardroom. And that required the men that did know, like, and trust me to welcome me into those conversations, because, oh yes, a different opinion is welcome. Oh yes, innovation is welcome. Some of the skill sets that I had, being that I was new and fresh out of the college and the performance and the newest trending topics, guess what? I had plenty of value to bring to the boardroom. So it took those conversations when I was not there, and it probably went to something like, you know, we might want to include Sabrina in on this call or this meeting. Yeah. So much so that I was even asked by one of my male counterparts to go on site with one of our vendors up to Boston to sit in on a project that they otherwise wouldn't have had a person available. But they trusted me enough. They knew I had the skills to do it. And what I brought back made that company millions. Wow. So yes, the allies had my back. And that was only one occasion. I have multiple scenarios where the men on my squad had my back, even when I was not in the room.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And that was what you, as you pointed out, is that you were approached, you were invited, and was able to be in a space that brought about a change. We are talking with women that a lot of, like you said, whenever you're picking your curriculums to go to college or even in high school, that's another conversation, and we're going to actually tap into that in just a little bit. But thank you for saying all of that valuable information and making the coins, as Sheila Hill says. Sheila, thank you for being in the audience. Thank you so much. That's my fellow podcaster. And yes, I thank you for being through here. And Davida, thank you for coming through. We are now going to hear from our sponsor and who we are powered by, which is the CTR Media Network. And we're going to come back and hear from contributing author. Yes, that contributing author, it is none other than Pratishta Sharma. And we'll be hearing from her in just a moment. Right out of are you out of New York? You're working for, and you, okay, we're right out of the New York City, the Big Apple. So we're going to be hearing from that amazing lady of WomenInTech. You all stay tuned. We're hearing from CTR Media Network.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
Yes, and CTR Media Network. If you would like to be on the Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy, just simply go to www.CTR Media Network and click on to podcasting, fill out the form, and we'll be in touch with you. And we'd love for you to grace our table with your products and services, as well as to be a sponsor. Tonight, we are in conversation and talking with the ladies that are on their author tour of Ladies in Tech, Volume 2, with #1 best-selling author, visionary author, Kenyatta Powers Rucker. And yes, we are with her tonight. And we are talking about the book that is soon to be released, Ladies in Tech, Volume 2. We're going to be hearing from who you just heard was contributing author earlier is Sabrina Lowery. She was in Volume 1. And now we're going to hear from Pratishta Sharma. And Pratt, you mentioned about young ladies, and that's where we're going to pick up in our conversation, how important it is for young ladies to be considering, our daughters, our granddaughters, and the little girls that come to school, and how important it is for them to be looking at that field. What is it that you can share with them as some of your journey?
That is the goal of my chapter in this book. My entire journey, all the mentors and people who groom me, they were mostly men. And sometimes it can be a little uncomfortable space, even though it's professional, it's all fine. But when I see young girls, I just feel like we need to have a space where there are more women who can relate to us more than what I have been through, right? I have a 20-year of career, very few females, whereas I want these young women to join the industry, understand that it's not a hard industry. Women tend to go towards more humanitarian type jobs, but tech is a very fun, exciting job. It pays very well. It gives you a good, work-life balance. So to me, it's a very good profession, which a lot of young women leave behind, thinking maybe it's too hard, maybe there are too many men, maybe they won't find a mentor, or they won't get enough support. Yeah. So I would love to have these women consider STEM as their stream for their education and then start career from there. Because sometimes it's a little difficult when you have different education and then you're transitioning to tech. It happens. Okay. But it's not that easy. Whereas like I started my career in technology and it was very smooth, right? Relatively, you have your engineering degree and then you move in the same field and your growth it's more linear, I would say. It's not always linear. There are always ups and downs. Right. Relatively, it's more linear.
Yes. So, and you mentioned you're a first-time author. Expect to be on this journey and enjoy it. You're going to become a #1 bestseller and all of that. You can add that to the resume. Absolutely. And so you mentioned about the time where that it can be a little difficult. Would you give us an example?
Oh, there were many times. So as I said in the beginning,
she said there were many times. Okay, I'm gonna have to look. Fun. Okay, you know what? It's really good. I'm loving this because I'm gonna tell you. I said, okay, give us one. She said, no, girl. It was many times, not just one time. I love it. So,
especially in the beginning of the career, right? When you're new in the industry, you don't know a lot of people. Everybody's senior than you. I've gotten better over the years, but in the beginning, definitely I had many situations where I wanted to speak up. I wanted to question a decision, which I thought that doesn't seem right, but then I didn't have enough confidence. I was like, maybe they know better than I do. Maybe, I always thought, maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe everybody else knows better than I do. So it takes time to grow yourself out of that situation and have that confidence. And having more women who you can share this definitely gives you more confidence.
That is key. And what you just mentioned, so you just opened up, as they say, the Pandora box, the box. Because no matter what field, and the subject matter here tonight is ladies in tech. But one of the things, Pratt, I'm loving what you're just saying is that we were told, or we're feeling it's in our head, and we're walking through the room, they're not going to listen to me, or my idea, they're not going to receive it, or I'm just not sure if they're going to we, no matter what field, we and women, when we start elevating and moving into that realm, or we getting to that leadership role, we experience that. But here you sit in a field for over 20 years, that is the male dominating field. But here now, you're on that journey of changing the face of technology. Thank you for opening that up and that dialogue, because we need to continue. And having Kenyatta, having you as a coach, not only as an author, not only a woman in tech, but you've even added a level of coaching women, professional women, how to come out of that box and say, yes, I deserve to be in the room. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that was one of my big goals, of wanting everyone to think that it's okay to do that. Practice just been having the nail on the head tonight.
Yeah.
Um, wanting to encourage people, and because we've all been through a lot, and thinking about the encouragement that we had wanted. And I think about that for myself. I would have loved to have had a mentor. I would love to have been able to go to people to get that level of support and that encouragement, and I didn't have. So that's why I really wanted to, even before even the whole book thing come up, is being able to speak and coach and talk to different women about how they can elevate themselves as well, right? Not only even in just in the tech field, but also in leadership. And sometimes it's leadership in different industries. But yes, that is one of the big goals behind both of these books.
Yeah.
Is to elevate and encourage other women.
That is awesome. Well, listen, we are continuing our conversation. Well, we've got some things coming up, and you have the release of the book that is coming up in March. Come on, and let's talk about, as our journey goes along, the goal. They will be hitting the virtual stages. We're going to be looking for you out here in the virtual world, in the virtual streets, they say. Yes, having the conversation, letting us know about the book. And the book is scheduled to come on and do that. I'm going to be sharing it out, but I'm going to let you do a little bit of introducing of what we can expect over the next couple of months.
Fantastic. Yeah, so all of the rest of the authors will also be interviewing on Book Talk with Sandy for the next few weeks. So we are happy and excited for that, for all of the authors to participate. So if you're following me and the rest of the co-authors, there are other interviews that we'll be having. We're also talking about the book in different areas of the book and explaining a little bit about our chapters in the book. We're also going to have our book launch, and it's an in-person book launch, which will be on March 23rd in Towson, Maryland. And we will have a panel of our Ladies in Tech authors. The panel is going to consist of the authors, but they will also be talking about their chapters, of course, and being able to answer questions and going through some topics of what women may face in the industry. What do women in tech face in the industry? So we will be talking about some questions that will be most wanting to be heard, as well as some additional solo speakers. And we're talking about some level of encouragement, the level of support of women in women empowerment classes. So we are excited about this book launch. There's so many different things to come. We're also looking for different sponsors, information for sponsors, and vendors will be coming out. If you like to vend, if you like to participate, we'd definitely like to have you support. So I am looking forward to these authors, and I'm looking at these titles, and I'm looking at some of these chapters. This book is going to be amazing. So I'm just excited for us. I'm excited for them. I'm excited for the readers that are going to be reading this book, and we'll be going also. Now think about it. In our pre-sales will be starting in the end of February. We'll have more information on that. We'll have pre-sales, so when everybody can get the book, can start purchasing the book on February 23rd, actually. And the book, the hard copy book, will be available on March 23rd at the actual book launch, where the authors will be signing books as well as talking about their individual chapters as well.
That sounds good. I'm on the website, you all, and I believe that, yeah, the way that they're going to work it, we're going to get the schedule out so you all can look for that. Sabrina, she has put it in the link. Make sure, I'm telling you all, put it on a post-it. Check out those air flights if you're going to fly or if you're going to drive, however you're going to do. We need to see you. Yes, I said we, Lord willing. So we're going to be in the house and enjoying and meeting these fabulous women. I had the conversation with Kenyatta the last time, and yeah, got to be there. Got to be there. It's going to be life-changing. Life-changing. I want to share my screen with you all because this is going to give you a little taste of what you can expect from the tour with these ladies. I'm telling you, look at this. That is so fabulous. These are some of the ladies from their event last year, I think it is. Yes. And as you can see, just women coming together. So as you can see, they had the panel discussion, some of the authors there. There she is, visionary author in that beautiful pink. So
there's Miss Doris.
Yeah,
and
that's Miss Doris.
There she is. Yeah. Oh my. Oh my. So we definitely, you want to find out how you can be in the place where the magic will be happening and meet these fabulous ladies on March the 23rd, 2024, the Ladies in Tech. Changing the face of technology. This was happening and it's inviting. It's like you want to be there. You can see the magic and you can see it happening. So yes, over the next couple of months, these ladies will be touring. They'll be on Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy. We will also be broadcasting the interviews on our Spotify channel, iHeartRadio. So we want you, those of you that are listening now, go ahead and go to Coffee Conversation, go to your Spotify channel, look up Coffee Conversations with Sandy and Friends and follow so you'll get the notification when we upload the interviews. So you can sit back, have a cup of coffee or a drink and a cup of iced tea, whatever it is that suits your fancy, okay? That you can enjoy these conversations. And most of all, when the book comes out, we want you to sit back and read the book. Whenever, as Kenyatta said, the pre-sales will be coming up. So we definitely want you to know about that. We're going to go ahead and do one more round of conversation. Sabrina, want to add anything you want to add to the conversation? I'm going to be pulling up some information for another sponsor. So if you want to.
Absolutely. Thank you again. Sure. I want to just invite everyone to not just consider Volume 2, the new release, but how about a book bundle? Volume 1 and Volume 2. If you go to my website, SabrinaLoweryEnterprises.com, you'll be able to pre-order the copy, and I've got those book bundles, and I'm definitely going to be looking forward to sharing my experiences. In Volume 1, I talked about work-life balance, and I even wrote a framework for ladies to use in order to get that synergy and that balance that most people tend to say, oh, work-life balance, that doesn't exist. Well, I'm proof that it does exist. And in this new book, my chapter is all about resiliency. I found that being a resilient woman, here we go, evangelists, let's teach the people. We've got to know our worth as a woman, our value in the workplace, and not to be quiet, to speak up and advocate for yourself. And so I just share a few of nuggets and talk about how when I was growing up, I wanted to be one of those hidden figures at NASA, coding the launch of the space shuttle. That's when I got my passion for technology, and I wanted to rule the world and send rockets to space. But even though my trajectory did not land me at NASA, my corporate journey did not fare well because of all of the discrimination that I face, both as a feminist, just as an African-American minority, and just so many variables there, that it took resiliency. It took that me knowing what I was worth to put up the fight and speak up for myself. And guess what? Leave corporate America, say bye-bye, I don't need your rules or politics, and create my very own business where I am the chief technology officer. So, ladies, be encouraged. Let no man put your voice quiet or make you feel less than what you're worth, because you too can be that resilient woman in the workplace.
I love it. That resilient woman in the workplace. Listen, the audience, Kenyatta, they thank you so much. But Kenyatta, you've got the ladies saying they can't wait. April says she can't wait. Davita is saying, I hope to be there. Listen, Davita, you want to be in the place, whatever it's going to take. All right, come on and meet us, and we're going to just have a fabulous time. I'm just knowing it's so. If yes, we're going to get the information out. If you're in the area, or even if you all do want to travel and you would like to be a vendor at the event, the book launch, just simply reach out. Kenyatta, you're going to put your information there in the private chat so we can get that on. So if you would like to be a sponsor of the book launch, then all of that information, there will be that information available for you so that you can not only be in the place where all the magic is happening, but also have some products and services so someone can also support your business. I'm loving it. There is an opportunity for not only you to support this event, but for the attendees to support your business and services as well. So I am Sandy Sanders. What I wanted to do, speaking of supporting, we are putting the information out. There is an upcoming event that is taking place in the month of July. Well, and this is kind of far out, but this is called the Living Legends here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast in the city of Moss Point. There's an amazing young lady, and her name is Charlotte Bradford Brown, who is the CEO and founder of We Are Moss Point. And this is the 10th year of acknowledging the living legends, individuals that have contributed their services and empowered inspiration, made this city the city that it is. And so I want to take a moment for those of you that are interested so that we can get the word out, because the gala, the 10th year, this year is going to be the year of honoring 2 individuals as well as 1 business. So if you give me an opportunity, I'm just going to share the information, and I'll come back and give you a little bit of information about that. So we are super excited about this upcoming event. The lady, each of these individuals have contributed to making the city and bringing the city change and positive empowerment, not just for their community, but also for the surrounding area. Each of them, starting even with Miss Dorothy Shaw, the lady that you see started out. There is the shipbuilding, shipbuilders, which is Pascagoula. It is the Navy shipyard. She started out there many, many years ago. They consider her as royalty in the city. So much information. I want to have all the correct information there, but listen out. If you are, those of you that are locally and would love to attend, that is going to be July the 27th. Tickets are available now. Just simply go to Eventbrite and we'll be sharing that in our feeds on the Coffee Conversation with Sandy platform. Well, we are about to end our conversation. This has been great, ladies. Thank y'all. I've had a great time. I have had a great time. We're about to wrap it up. It's late on the East Coast. And so let's see if Blinker, we got some more comments here. Oh, yeah. Hi, Miss Anna. How are you? Thank you for coming through. Miss Anna Brothers. She is a podcaster as well as she loves baking as well. So we thank you for coming through. She is part of the CTR Media family. So my family is coming through, giving us some support tonight. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, we're about to wrap it up and ending our conversation here. You can reach out to Kenyatta. Social media is Kenyatta Powers Rucker. And you also, I'm going to be putting this in the chat, but it is always my custom to yield back and allow our guests to have the last words and just simply share their heart with you. But first of all, before she comes, I want to say thank you to Sabrina Lowery for coming through. And yes, being a part of this amazing book that's about to be released, volume 2, the lady in tech, and she's the technical evangelist, as she say. Yes. And Pratishta Sharma, all the way from New York City, the Big Apple, 20 years in the technical industry as an engineer. So we just thank you. I'm glad to meet you. You're super. And both of you ladies. So Kenyatta, if you want to come on and give us your last words, I'm going to put your information in the thread across the bottom. Okay.
Absolutely. One of the things that I did not mention is also, as we talk about this tour, right? The Ladies in Tech is also going to the Dominican Republic. So we will be speaking at an Unleashed conference in the Dominican Republic in April 23rd through April 29th in the Dominican Republic. So we are excited about that as well. We will also be taking over the Own It magazine for the month of March. March is Women's History Month. And so we will be all featured, and a little more information about the book will be in the Own It magazine for the month of March, which is a digital program. So I first just want to say thank you again, Ms. Sandy, for having us. Being able to talk about the support that's needed for women in the tech industry and in the leadership industry has just been a great ordeal for me. I wanted to make sure that we are heard. And that's one of these things of this book, of being heard, of being visible, of speaking up, having confidence, making an impact, being a mentor, being a networking. So there's different things that I just wanted to highlight and to come to fruition and to be more supportive of these things, as in being a woman in tech and also being a woman in the workforce period.
I am there. Yes, indeed. I'm hearing you loud and clear. We do. Oh, you got some great things coming up. She's going to the Dominican Republic, and they're going to be What'd you say?
International.
Yes, indeed. And part of the Own It magazine. Yes, indeed. My dear sister. Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Marissa.
Yeah, Marissa Bloom. And yes, great magazine. Listen, if you all want to get your visibility, do get in touch with this amazing, y'all see it, it's the Own It magazine. She's phenomenal. And yeah, so that's going to be great. All right. Y'all going to have a lot to talk about in March.
Women's Herstory Month, Sandy.
Her story,
celebrating her story.
That's
right. I
Oh.
love it. Listen, I think that's why I feel I must be in the place with you all in March. Something magic is going to happen. Something glorious. I'm going to take away the magic. It's going to be glorious. We're going to give God the glory. We're going to just hear from the hearts of these amazing, amazing women. That's what it's going to be about. All right. Yes, indeed. Well, I am Sandy Sanders. I am wanting to get this in here, this comment, because I want it to be on both the Facebook side as well as on the YouTube channel side of how you can be able to reach out to Kenyatta. So we've got it there on both sides of the side on Facebook as well as our YouTube channel. Well, it has been a fabulous evening. Do look out. We will be right back here on Tuesday. That is going to be January the 16th at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time with part 3. This is actually part 2 because my first interview was actually back in December. But we will be back here with part 3 of the authors of Ladies in Tech, Changing the Face of Technology Anthology, Volume 2, with the visionary author, #1 best-selling visionary author, Kenyatta's Powers Rucker, and yes, the other ladies that will be joining them and the contributing authors that came through on tonight. Pratt, was there one more thing? There's anything else that you wanted to share? And I apologize. Yes.
I just wanted to tell everybody that thank you for giving me opportunity to talk to everyone here. It was a great pleasure.
My pleasure. It was a pleasure to have you joining us on tonight. Well, thank you guys. Listen, as always, you guys know that I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Share it out. And thank you for following us. We always have a fabulous time right here on the Coffee Conversation and Book Talks with Sandy, where we are part of the CTR Media Network, where we are heard, yes, in over 350 million homes, viewers worldwide, and over 100 countries globally. As always, you guys know that I love you. Be blessed. Have an amazing, amazing night. And you guys take care. Thank you, audience. Thank you for being with us. Yes, indeed. We certainly enjoyed you. April, Davida. Yes, you all hung in there with us. Sabrina, thank you for being in the back moderating. And Davida, you've been in there. Dr. Tina Ramsey, Sheila, thank you. Brian and April, thank you all for coming through. We certainly enjoyed having you at the table with us on tonight. You guys take care. Stay with me, ladies, in the back room, in the green room, and we will be right back. All right, y'all take care. Have a great night.